Here, I'm truly pleased to share this time with you and to speak about a topic that is not only about women, but also about talent, leadership, innovation, and the future of industry. My name is Sabrine Mouelhi. I'm an electronic engineer and currently quality engineer at ABB France. Today, I would like to share a personal and professional journey, what I call from high heels to safety boots, a journey that reflects how women are increasingly entering technical, industrial, and leadership environments, and why this transformation matters for all of us. So this presentation is inspired by my experience in the Empowering M Women in Industry program. It's an European initiative created to help women grow professionally through coaching, mentoring, leadership development, and learning resources. But let me be clear from the start, this talk is not only for women. This is for anyone who believes that industry needs the best people, the best ideas, and the best leadership available. Because the real question is not women versus men. The real question is, can we afford to waste talent? So, excuse me. So why this topic matters? Let us begin with reality. Industry is changing at a rapid pace. We are navigating digital transformation, automation, sustainability challenges, talent shortage, and growing global competition. In this environment, companies need every possible advantage to remain competitive, and yet one reality remains unchanged. Women are still underrepresented in many technical, operational, and leadership roles. And across Europe, women represent only around a quarter of engineers. In production and heavy industry environments, the numbers are often even lower. So this is no longer only a question of equality or of innovation, of competitiveness. Because when organizations overlook half of the available talent pool, they limit their own ability to grow, to adapt, and perform. But representation alone is not enough. Hiring more women is important, but it is only the first step. The real challenge, I think, it's ensuring that talent can grow, thrive, and lead. Potential must be developed, confidence must be strengthened, and this is where development programs become essential. Coaching, mentoring, leadership training, and professional networks create the conditions for people to unlock their full potential. They help talented women step forward earlier, build confidence, strengthen their visibility, and access new opportunities. At the same time, they help companies build stronger leadership pipelines, retain high potential talent, and create more inclusive cultures. So the real question is no longer simply how do we attract more women into industry. For me, the real question is how can more inclusive leadership strengthened through coaching, mentoring, and development programs create higher performance, foster innovation, and ensure sustainable growth. Because the organizations that invest in their people today will be the ones shaping tomorrow. So, let me now introduce the Empowering M Women Industry program. the initiative at the heart of this journey. This European project was funded by Erasmus Plus and coordinated by MEDEF Avron-Rhône-Alpes in collaboration with three international partners from Poland, North Macedonia, and Italy. What makes this program valuable? It is strong European dimension. It brought together different cultures, perspectives, and experiences around one shared ambition, supporting women's career growth and leadership in industry. The program started in June 2023 and is now approaching its final phase with the completion planned for April 2026. Over 9 months, it has created the time and space needed to generate meaningful and lasting impact. In our region, 30 women from Avron-Rhône-Alpes took part, while across the project, participants from diverse professional backgrounds joined this development journey. The diversity was one of the program's greatest strengths. Women joined with different experiences, career stage, and ambitions, creating valuable peer learning, rich exchanges, and mutual inspiration. So the program was built around a multi-format coaching approach, combining individual support, collective learning, and practical development tools. We have the access to the Learn Hub platform. It's a platform dedicated offering resources, inspiration, and continuous growth opportunities. So this was much more than a training initiative. It was a true ecosystem designed to help women build confidence, strengthen leadership skills, and accelerate their professional journey in industry. One of the most valuable dimensions of this program was the creation of the Learn Hub. As I said, a dedicated digital space designed to support continuous learning and long-term development, because leadership growth does not happen only during coaching sessions. It is also happens through reflection, curiosity, and ongoing access to the right resources. So the Learn Hub was created to extend the impact of the program beyond live sessions and give participants the opportunity to continue learning at their own pace. It offered a wide range of practical and inspiring content. This included a self-assessment serious game. It's a tool allowing participants to better understand their strengths, development areas, and leadership profile. There were also articles and research studies providing insights on career development, workplace dynamics, confidence, and women leadership. So the participants could discover interviews with women working in industry, sharing authentic experiences and success stories. The platform also included videos and podcasts, making learning more accessible, flexible, and engaging. In addition, national and European webinars created opportunities to hear from experts, exchange ideas, and broaden perspectives. And finally, many resources were available to support continuous progress long after the official sessions ended. So for me, what I found powerful is that Learn have transformed learning into something continuous rather than occasional. It was not just a content; it was a space for inspiration for me. So beyond the tools, excuse me. So beyond the tools and the resources, what truly made this program impactful was the depth of the transformation it aimed to create. It was not only about learning new skills, it was about helping women grow personally and professionally in environments where confidence, visibility can sometimes be more challenging to build. The program focused on three key development areas. The first was transforming self-perception, excuse me, and strengthening professional legitimacy. This means helping participants recognize their own value, trust their expertise, and feel fully legitimate in technical and leadership environments. Because many talented women do not lack competence, they sometimes underestimate it. The second focus area was asserting one's place and professional presence in the workplace. This included communication, visibility, confidence in meetings, speaking up, and developing a stronger leadership posture. In many organizations, being competent is not always enough. You also need to be seen, heard, and recognized. The third area was career planning and taking action towards professional development. This meant encouraging participants to think about their future, define ambitions clearly, and move from reflection to action. Because growth rarely happens by accident, it happens by intention. So to support this objective, the program used a flexible and practical coaching model. It combined individual coaching where personal challenges could be addressed in depth, semi-group and group coaching sessions where participants learned from one another, and practical exercises both during sessions and between sessions to turn ideas into real habits. And through LearnHub online learning resources allowing continuous development beyond the workshops. What made this approach powerful is that it combined mindset, skills, and action. So to the next slide. An important milestone of this journey for me was the closing ceremony held on March 13, where participants were recognized for their commitment and progress throughout the program. This moment was symbolic because it was not only the end of the program, it was the recognition of transformation. Throughout the journey, we developed new skills, strengthened our confidence, clarified our career ambitions, and built a stronger leadership foundations. Each participant received a digital certificate designed to recognize and showcase the skills developed during the program. These certifications were awarded based on active participation and engagement throughout the different stages of the journey. I already integrated the certificate on my CV, for example, LinkedIn profile, and that allowed to increase visibility and highlight personal development achievements. It reminded every participant that investing in personal growth and leadership development creates lasting value for beyond the program itself. One of the highlights of this journey was the opportunity to participate in global industry, one of the leading industrial events in Europe, in France. This experience was particularly meaningful because it placed the project directly at the heart of an industrial ecosystem where innovation, technology, talent, and strategic decisions come together. It was an opportunity to engage in high-level discussions with key actors of the industrial sector and to better understand the major challenges shaping the future of industry. We also had the privilege of exchanging with Sébastien Martin, Minister Delegate for Industry, which gave additional visibility and recognition to the importance of initiatives that promote diversity and women's leadership in industry. The event also allowed us to showcase the project through interviews, presentations, and public exchanges, helping to share the impact of the program with a wider audience. Despite this positive initiative, the structural challenge remains much bigger and often starts much earlier. One of the most important things to understand is that the gender gap in industry does not begin at the recruitment. It begins much earlier. It often starts with education choices, career orientation, and the way young girls perceive technical professions from an early age. In France, for example, only 14.6% of girls choose the digital and computer science specialization in high school. That means many future opportunities in technology are already being missed before higher education even begins. The gap continues at university level. Only 9.5% of students in computer science technical university programs are women, and only 23.7% of applications to master's degrees in computer science come from women. So by the time companies begin recruiting, the talent pipeline is already too narrow. And this has direct consequences for industry. Across many European countries, women represent only around 28% of engineers, and in heavy industry and production environments, this often falls below 20%. This means that in some of the sectors building the future, automation and energy, robotics, digital industry, female talent remains significantly underrepresented. So the challenge is not a lack of ability, it is a lack of visibility, encouragement, and early projection into these careers. Because if girls do not see themselves in these fields early enough, they are less likely to choose them later. And when the pipeline starts narrow, leadership representation becomes narrow as well. That is why gender equality in industry does not start in the boardroom. It starts in classrooms, orientation choices, and the messages we give in the next to the next generation. Let's now look at another key indicator of inequality, pay. Because when we talk about career opportunities, representation, and leadership, compensation is often where inequalities become most visible. In France, women earn on average 22.2% less overall annual income than men. When we compare equivalent full-time work, the gap is reduced, but it still remains at 40%, 14%. And even when comparing similar jobs with equal working time, around 4% still remains. So, what does this tell us? It tells us that the pay gap is not only about salary differences for the same role. It also reflects broader structural realities, differences in career progression, access to promotions, variable compensation, representation in higher paid positions, and access to leadership opportunities. In other words, this is not only a pay issue, it is also a career opportunity issue. And that matters because when talent does not progress equally, organizations lose potential for me. Now let's look at the other side of the conversation, not only the cost of inequality, but the value for inclusion. According to I think it's McKinsey. I think companies with more women in leadership positions are 25% more likely to outperform financially. Excuse me. That is a powerful message because diversity is not simply about image or compliance. It creates measurable business results. Why does this happen? Because diverse teams tend to make better decisions. They challenge assumptions instead of repeating old patterns. They reduce blind spots, they bring broader perspectives, and they often understand customers, market, and talent expectations more effectively. So, when we speak about diversity, we should not frame it only as a social objective. We should also recognize it as a strategic advantage. Because diversity is not charity, diversity is strategy. So despite progress, women remain underrepresented at the highest levels of decision making across Europe. Fewer than 1 in 5 CEOs in the industry are women, depending on the sector. In France, progress has been stronger at board level, where women now hold close to half of board seats in major companies. But when we look at positions with day-to-day executive power, executive committees, management committees, operational leadership roles, women represent only around 28%. So, what does this tell us? It tells us that the issue is not talent. It is not capability and it's not ambition. The real challenge is access to power, visibility, and strategic opportunities. It is about who influences decisions, shapes priorities, and leads transformation. But structural barriers are only part of the story. There is also another challenge that is less visible but equally important is confidence. Studies show that women often apply for new opportunities only when they meet 90 to 100% of the criteria. Men, on average, often apply when they meet around 60%. This is not a competence gap, it is a confidence and perception gap. Many highly capable women wait to feel fully ready before stepping forward. Meanwhile, others move earlier, learn on the job, and gain visibility faster. And over time, this can have major consequences. It can slow promotions, it can reduce visibility, it can limit leadership opportunities, it can delay career progression. So one of the most important questions for organization is not only how do we recruit talented women. It is how we help talented women step forward sooner, because confidence is not something people suddenly receive. Confidence is often built through opportunity, support, encouragement, and action. Let's continue. So access to leadership is not shaped only by system and opportunities. It is also influenced by how people perceive their own readiness to step forward. There is also another challenge that is less visible but equally important, is confidence. So studies show that women often apply. So as I mentioned, the previous slide, but the topic I wanted to speak about is how excuse me, I want to check something. So yes, I wanted to use this slide for just a minute. So yes, I wanted to use this slide to speak about the same topic. Excuse me. So as we come to the end of this journey, one message becomes clear. Female leadership is not only a question of representation, it is a strategic asset for the future of industry. At a time when companies need innovation, agility, and new perspectives, development women leaders is not optional. It is a competitive advantage, because when women grow into leadership roles, organizations gain stronger performance, richer decision making, and more diverse ways of thinking. But leadership does not happen by chance. It must be supported, encouraged, and developed. And this is where coaching, mentoring, and development programs play a powerful role. So they help build confidence, strengthen posture and visibility. And when organizations invest in women's leadership, they are not only investing in individuals, they are investing in stronger teams. They are investing in stronger teams, but better cultures, long-term success. So. So I would like to leave you with one final thought. The future of industry does not only need more women; it needs more women who lead. So I think it's a suitable sentence I want to finish my pitch with. So. Thank you very much. I hope this session has offered useful insights and perhaps a new perspective of leadership, and how we consider the impact of women in industry.